this assignment was pretty hard for me, mainly because I don't really look up to anyone that is famous. Yeah, I follow some well-known people on Instagram or see or hear news about them on other social media platforms, and have learned about other famous contributors in society and history class, but really, I only get a mere glimpse of their life, not so much as them as a person. So if I don't really get inspirations from famous people, and if I could pick anyone who wasn't famous, who would I get my inspirations from? You guys have probably never heard of him, but I get my inspirations from David Karp. Not so much from him, but more from his work. He's the guy who created Tumblr. David's occupation is somewhere along the fields that I'm trying to pursue right now. And as an active user on Tumblr, his creative updates on his website has allowed people all over the world to create individualized blogs that caters to their interests. So, I will be telling you about David's current occupation, as well as how Tumblr has given me inspirations from the endless types of blogs that can be found on Tumblr. David is a web developer and entrepreneur. He has always been interested in computers at a very young age. He dropped out of high school and never went to college. His mom was supportive of this decision as well as passion for computers. David eventually launched Tumblr in February of 2007. During the first 2 weeks of its launch, it gained 75,000 new users. Now, there are 30 to 50 million active users, including me. In 2013, the site was eventually sold to Yahoo, but David remains as CEO of Tumblr. Although the website is now currently owned by Yahoo, David still continues to roll out updates on the website. His creativity has allowed users to create blogs that is individualized to them. Bloggers can follow other blogs that cater to the same interests that they have. For example, if you are into memes, you can find blogs that are just about memes. If you are about eating healthy and getting active, there are blogs out there specifically called Fitblers that caters to active people. Whatever interests you, you can definitely find a blog out there that shares the same interests that you do. So how does David and Tumblr relate to me? David's story about never finishing high school or even starting college has inspired me. The fact that he didn't even bother with higher education and just focused and went on with his passion, and on top of it, succeeding at it in the very end is very awe-inspiring. My major used to be computer science, and it took me about a year to realize that the field was not for me. Eventually, I changed majors, and as of right now, the current major I'm trying to pursue in is economics, which is somewhat along the field of entrepreneurship that David is in. Unlike David, who knew what he liked, I don't have a specific career in mind right now that is within the economic field. But rather, I am more focused on whether or not economics is what I really want to go into. Whatever I end up doing, I hope it can be shared with people, just like how Tumblr is shared with millions of other people. I go on Tumblr about once a week, and it is an app on the phone, so whenever I go on it, I use my phone. What Tumblr does for me is that it helps me think about life and motivates me. I spend quite some time scrolling down my phone and looking at what the people I follow have reblogged since the last time I was on Tumblr. I mainly follow friends and Fitblers, so I see a lot of pictures or quotes that makes you want to get up or work out, but I just continue scrolling down. Tumblr also impacts me in that it gives me a break from the world. Whenever I go on Tumblr, it gives me time. These me times made me realize how I can relate to David and his work. His long-term passion in computers has led him to create a successful website. David's occupation lines up with my career path, and his online creation, Tumblr, has not only impacted me, but people all over. So it wasn't one famous person who inspired me, but the millions of people who use Tumblr.